Sports Shooting Stars, we bring the game to you. And right now I got Coach Ron Miller, the 5-0 West York Bulldogs on with me. Coach Miller, thanks for jumping on here today.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, Marcellus. Appreciate what you guys do for our local athletes and your energy is second to none. So I gotta level up.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And
Absolutely.
speaking of celebrating some energy, how about your 100th win, Coach?
Thank you very much. That was a special night. Real proud to have accomplished that, but I didn't score any points. I didn't make any blocks. I've just been blessed to be a part of a program that has great young men, and I got to hear from a lot of people that I haven't in a long time. So the emotion was high. Gratitude level is through the roof because I know I'm blessed to be a part of a special program. I just happen to be the person that steers the ship, but the hard work is the young people that I've come across, and now they're some of the greatest men that I know. So it's cool.
Well, before we even jump into any of that, let's talk about someone in the household that you want to shine a little light on. Coach, I heard some.
Yeah, I better. My daughter Aspen's birthday today, so I appreciate you giving me a little bit of time to wish my daughter Aspen happy birthday, Mom, and I love you very much. There you go.
Well,
Thank you.
yeah, no, right back at you. I'm sure your family loves what you do as well. And the Bulldog Nation, dude, my gosh, you guys started out in 2023. Obviously, if you don't know Coach Miller's story, he was at West York, left for how many years, Coach?
Oh, 9,
Okay, left
8 or
for
9
nine
years.
years,
Yeah, it was a while.
coached at Dallas Town, some other areas, came back. And first year, 2023, back, you guys were at one point 0-10. Was that how you finished that season, Coach?
Absolutely. And if I could point out, I think one of the greatest accomplishments possibly ever is we never led at any point. And I think that's almost impossible. So there
Wow.
you go. So when we got back, we were 0-10 and we were really 0-10. We did it right.
Wow. So yeah, 2023, 0-10. And then we filmed the first game of the season, I believe, last year, Red Lion, or maybe it was the second, Red Lion
Second.
versus West York. And you guys were just amazing. And there was a special moment there where I was shouting out former legendary coach of West York. And right when I was saying, I just want to give a big shout out, Coach Terry Bupp, one of the best coaches in the YAI Double A of all time, passed away about 2 weeks ago. He was 152-97 with 3 ties over 3 decades, 23 years as head coach, 2 district titles. Coach Bupp, man, you are missed, and your legacy will continue forever, my man.
And also a baseball coach as well for West York. And we're back to action here. West York looking to go deep. Wide down the seam going. 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown. Julius Madden.
Coach Bupp, right? It was a gigantic
Julius
catch.
Madden down the chute. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, and it was just a magical run. I believe you guys finished 9-3. Came into this season now 5-0. So I'm not the best at math, but you guys have been on a 14-3 run, Coach, after going 0-10. So talk a little bit about the changes. Some of your players are still with you, I guess, from that 0-10 season.
Mhm.
Just talk a little bit about that journey for us.
Yeah. Actually, my senior class and the junior class, they've been with it. And those guys that endured that season, you didn't realize it at the time because when you're in that kind of mess, it is really difficult. There's a lot of stress, there's a lot of chaos and conflict and questioning of what we're doing, how we're doing it. But those of us that kind of just stayed and understood that we just got to stay the course and it's coming, we got to work right away after that season. When I say right away, like Monday morning after getting a real beating from Dover, 6 o'clock, and kind of really haven't stopped. And as I said, it was a lot more. While we might have been 0-10 on the field, there were things that I felt we were really improving, and that's how we managed ourselves in the classroom, in the hallways, how we conducted ourselves in those areas of things, being more polite. Just the simple, basic things that you may not think are very important, but those are the details that we really dialed in on. I think our weight program is outstanding. we really dialed in on that. We really put a lot of work on how we did it. We worked on the nutritional side of things, and we just kept plugging away, and the kids just kept coming. And that's the thing about it. They just kept showing up and showing up and showing up. And we had some success last year, and then that belief system kind of stuck. And once that latched on, I could say this offseason, numbers were better than maybe ever. In fact, actually, they were. Coach Jones and I went through at some point. We're like, yeah, these are even better than like our really, great, great teams, those 13-win teams. But this group, to be able to have the resiliency at their age and to have endured the jeers and the boos and whatever it might be, we heard all of it, and it was hard, but we kept the belief system that if we stick together and keep grinding away inch by inch, and it's always forward, we'd have a chance to be a pretty good team, and here we are.
Well, good team is what it is, and you got a good team you're facing this Friday. Is
Yeah.
Eastern York Golden Knights come in 4-1 to your spot, Coach. But I got to shine some light on your whole team. But first of all, let's start with the defense, Coach. Coming in just giving up 4.6 points per game, according to the Carter Scapper report here. Coach, what's going on with that stingy defense? You got some of the 85 Bears on there or what?
It's funny you say that. Again, going back, even that 0-10 team, a lot of these seniors and juniors were playing on that defense. And then last year, there were times when we had 5 or 6 freshmen on the field. I can remember saying to somebody at one point, we don't have a player on the field that can drive a car right now. And it was a varsity football game on a Friday night. It might have been actually in the playoff game against Eastern when I said it. The thing about that is they start to develop an understanding of what we're trying to do. As you go into the weight room, you can start to see how what we do in the weight room applies to what we do on the field. We work on the things that we need to do, and then this group just is extremely fast. They run well. They're aggressive, and we preach that toughness side of it, that grit, and just get into the football, like every coach in America. And that belief system that we were a good defense. And I felt we were going to be a good defense last year, and I believe we were. But this year coming in, kind of knew like we really got to dial in on this group because they can really help us go where we want to go. And they've answered every challenge. Again, we're still relatively young. And I know this will sound obnoxious, and it's not. There's times when my defensive coaches the last couple weeks have been leaving here on a game night, kind of upset about a few things that we might have not done well or mistakes that were glaring, and there's growth. And these kids have been super mature about handling, it's hard when you're being told, hey, that's wrong, but
Right.
they've been understanding it's not really a criticism. It's just an enhancement and an advancement of how you play. And I think those things are happening right now.
Well, it's definitely coming up, I would say on the scoreboard, but I guess as a 0 or less than 10, man. Like I said, 4.6 points per game. Incredible. Coach, let's talk a little bit about a couple of the defensive back. Julius Fuentos Bream has 18 D1 offers, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, again, he brought that along with him.
Wow.
That's the type of player in the capability that he has, and it's garnered all that interest, and it's well deserved. And I to his credit, again, when you come with all those stars and the hoopla that comes with it, that ego and trying to fit into an already really tight group, there was a little bit of concern, and to his credit, he's fit in seamlessly. He's learning how we do things. It's a little bit different than what Coach Wechter and the guys up Bishop McDevitt do, and we're seeing growth from him as well, and he's bringing exposure to my other guys. So it's really a give and take. We're proud to have him. As I said, he's been a joy to coach. He has a leadership ability about him, not even though he's not very boisterous. He just carries himself like a leader, and I'm really glad to have him. And we're looking forward to seeing what he does the rest of this year, because I think these games coming up are going to be the type of games where he can really impact the scoreboard for us.
Well, yeah, this could be one Friday on
Yeah,
display.
absolutely.
Yeah. Um, So, and now is that his brother that's the linebacker?
Yeah, Ebe and Ibrahim and I have had. Ebe is what he goes by. He's probably of the senior crew, that's probably the young man I've spent the most individual time with. And it's just because of, where I live and picking him up maybe or doing whatever it is. But so I would have him, and I would know that his brother was going, an hour up the road on Route 83. And he'd
That's
just be
right.
like, man, this is driving me nuts. But yeah, and Ebe has been outstanding. Started with us as a defensive end, has moved out to outside linebacker, and really has done a great job, not just on the field, but in school, and how he's matured has been, really great growth. And he's been playing better the last few weeks, and I just can see a confidence coming with him, and I'm excited to see as we get into these games like this week coming up, what type of impact he can have, because now's when it's going to start mattering a lot.
Anybody, I'm sure you probably want to mention your whole team, but anyone stepped up so far on that defensive side of the ball that maybe a freshman or sophomore or someone didn't
I
get
mean,
much
I think
time?
I got to start with the group, that defensive line,
Yeah.
and not just the starting four. There's, Logan Boyer, and I don't mean to, but Slade Moore, and you got Johnny Dickerson and Jamin Garnett. We lost Aiden Leach, the
Yeah.
second play of defense this season with a
Oh man.
dislocated elbow, and he's an all-league kid. Now he got cleared today, so we're hoping to get some snaps out of him in the next couple weeks. So that's a good thing. But the other guys that are coming in, Carter McLean and Shaki Pacheco, those guys are doing a real nice job as well. So it's really, they set the tone just like the offensive line, and keeping linemen off backers allows those guys to run more freely. And Coach Jaron Toomey just does such an outstanding job of really, really hammering home what needs to get done. He's surrounded with great coaches, from his dad to Coach Link to Coach Kern to Coach Margettis, and those guys work really hard to make sure that our kids have a great concept and grasp on what we're trying to do. And we stress being unselfish. Do your job for the betterment of the team. And well, you see what's happening.
Yeah, we definitely see what's happening. I got to give a shout out to Aiden Leach. Last year, I had him come over and detail my wife's gigantic SUV. Him and his partner, man, crushed it. So if you need your car
He's a
cleaned up,
great
call
young
my
guy.
man Aiden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. So talk a little bit about the offense, coach, and what's going on over there.
Well, there's one football, and that is one of those things this year. When you look around, we got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Number one, it starts up front, and I think our guys up front have been doing a real nice job. Might want to get the run game going a little bit better, and we're working hard to do that and tighten things up. I think a lot of that just comes down to working together a little bit more as a unit, and that will happen. But then you get to the guy that runs the show. Once it
Jeez.
leaves our mouths and it goes to Jensen Ferber, that's where when you have a guy like that at his age, to be as mature and be able to handle and manage the things that he's doing is it's incredible. He's
Yep.
been a joy to have. He's a joy to be around. He's a natural leader. He's a
Yeah.
natural winner. And he distributes the ball to the person that's open when they're open. Again, you have a Julius Madden, you have a Janzel Torres, you have a Conrad Beatty, you have a tight end and a Jamin Garnett, you have a Tavon Thomas, and you have one football. And then you have Sabian Kramer and Aiden Wagner, and I think Jensen's done a fantastic job of just taking what defenses give us, and then let those guys do what they do. Janzel's had some just awe-inspiring, just dynamic plays. Julius is always a shimmy and a shake away from making something happen. And then you got Conrad, who can go up and get it. You got a big tight end, and we're blessed with some talent. And again, it's young talent. So their growth and their potential to get better is tremendous, which makes it exciting to be their coach, right?
Well, big time. Well, and as you
Yeah,
mentioned, quarterback Jensen Ferber, man, leads the YAI double A right now with 16 touchdowns, only
yeah,
4 interceptions, over 1,200 yards passing. Coach, we talked about that defense and how crazy it is, but your offense, number 2 right now in the league when it comes to airing the ball out. And as you said, man, you got You got a superstar there, Jensen Ferber.
Mhm.
And as you mentioned, a lot of talent that goes with it. Wagner, 249 yards and a touchdown. Julius Madden, 414 yards, 6 touchdowns. Torres, another 407 yards, 5 touchdowns. And Tavon Thomas, my gosh, that athletic family is just, there's only one like that Thomas family, and 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. Coach, yeah, looking forward to it this Friday. Eastern York Golden Knights travel to West York to the Bulldogs. Get out there early. If you can't make it, you can watch it on Sports Shooting Stars. We'll bring the game to you. Coach Miller, happy birthday to your daughter, and soak it all in, Coach.
Yes, sir. I look forward to seeing you on Friday night.
Sports Shooting Stars.
We bring the game to you!